Hi YouTube, it's Mike with Kane's Autograph. Welcome back to the channel. If you're into through the mail autographs, you're in the right place. This week we've got 18 TTM returns from baseball and football. This is not the part of the team challenge, so no Minnesota Twins. If you want to see who's signing for the Twins, check out my other video. So let's dig right into it. First up, a return from Larry Stahl in 12 days. Stahl was a versatile outfielder, played for several teams, including the Padres and Mets. Maybe he's best remembered for breaking up Tom Seaver's perfect game on July 9th of 1969 with a single while he was playing for the Padres. Growing up, I just loved this guy and those monster home runs that he would hit. Dave Kingman, 202 in 13 days. He hit 442 home runs. Kind of interesting, he's one of the few players to hit a home run with 8 different teams. My first football return is from Joe Fields, and he was a reliable center for the New York Jets, playing from 1975 to 1987. 2 Pro Bowls during that time, and he was a big part of that Jets lineup. Donnie Anderson, a 3-3 return in 16 days, and I think this is a first for me. I don't think anybody's ever signed in green pen before, but it looks great, and he was a versatile halfback and punter, part of the Green Bay Packers Super Bowl I and II championships teams. Next return is from Mike Hedlund. He returned 1 of 2 cards in 13 days, and he was kind enough to personalize it and put his Major League debut on there for me. He was part of that first 1969 Royals team. Next up, Steve Garvey, 10-time All-Star, 1974 National League MVP. He holds the National League record for most consecutive games played at 1,207, the Iron Man of the National League. This guy belongs in the Hall of Fame. So I saw on Chris and Chris's cards, Bill Pickle, and it was such a unique name. I looked the guy up, and he was a really good defensive lineman, and he had an impressive 56.5 sacks during his career. He signed 2 cards for me in a quick 12 days. Bill Grief, a right-handed pitcher, played primarily for the Padres in the early 70s. He led the Padres in 70s during the 1972 season, making himself known as a dependable reliever. I've seen a couple other people get Laverne Freeman back, and he signed these 2 cards for me in 24 days. Brief major league career with the Brewers in 1989. And then he was a standout in the minor leagues with the Denver Zephyrs. And kind of cool on the back of the envelope, he wrote a note, "Thanks for being a fan." Next up, I got this former Red Sox player, Jonathan Van Every, in 16 days. He played as an outfielder for the Red Sox, and then he did make a pitching appearance in 2009. Here's a name you might not have heard of, Bucky Jacobson. You might not have heard of him because he only spent 1 year in the major leagues in 2004. But during that 2004 season, he hit 9 home runs and just 160 at-bats. Here's a guy with a tough last name to pronounce, Nate Schulzenholz, 202 in 17 days. Nate won an Olympic bronze with Team USA in 2008, and then he won a World Series ring with the Giants in 2010. I got my Burt Hooton return along with everybody else in the TTM community this week. 245 days for Mr. Hooton. Nicknamed Happy, threw a new hitter in just his 4th major league start. Hero for the Dodgers, won the National League MVP in 1981. Brandon Compton, 2 of 2 in 56 days. He made his major league debut with the Pirates in 2013. Had a solid rookie year with a 2.05 ERA in his first 5 starts, and then injuries hit him and slowed him down. A quick turnaround from Kevin House in 11 days. House played wide receiver for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the early 80s, led the team in receiving on multiple seasons, and he was one of the bright spots in Tampa's offense during some rough years. 2-time Pro Bowler, and he started in the Super Bowl with the Denver Broncos. Ken Ellis threw in a bonus card for me, that one on the end, and he got back to me in a quick 9 days. Bob Kunzel returned 1 of 2 cards in 8 days, and the other card that he didn't sign was a duplicate, so I understand that, and I offered it to him to keep, but he just sent it back unsigned. He was starting center for the Washington Redskins in late 70s, early 80s. He took over for Hall of Famer Len Hawes, so he had big shoes to do, and he did it pretty well. And last but definitely not least, Shane Conlon. I sent these out back in January 2nd, got them on March 28th, so 85 days, signed all three. Conlon was a key linebacker for the Bills during their 4 consecutive Super Bowls appearance, and he was NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year in 1987. That's it for today's returns. Some quick ones. A couple took a little bit longer, but worth the wait. Let me know in the comments which was your favorite. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more TTM content. See you next time. Keep sending those letters out.